Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Week 7 Recap Show. He's James Moynihan. I'm Ross Berge. We had lots of close games this week as 4 games were decided by 3 points or less.
Very competitive week. Nobody scores over 100 points, but competition.
Yep, and 2 division leaders were defeated by last-place teams.
Unbelievable.
All right, let's get right into it. Hainsworth Jiggly Tits, 84. Rex Ryan's Pedophiles, 83. BMAC takes down Happy Endings division leader Albert Mirzoyan, thanks to DeMarco Murray's emergence with 31 points.
Yeah, had Albert started anyone else on his bench other than Ryan Terrain, he would have won and secured first place within his division. Tough loss for Al.
Yep.
The Thompson Takeover, 76. Doug lied about his vasectomy, 76. A tie. I watched this game with JK down in Fredericksburg on Monday night, and while I don't remember most of the second half because of all the beers, when the whistle blew, ESPN had credited JK with 1 additional point and given him the win. When I woke up the next morning, that was taken away.
Yeah, unbelievable that MJD could only muster 8 points. I think we were all in shock when we woke up on Tuesday morning.
Shocked.
Kindergarten Cop, 81. Fat Albert's Fan Club, 80. As Darren McFadden leaves the game in the first quarter, I think that really cost Johnny the win here.
Yeah, actually, another interesting note here. Billy Cundiff nearly cost Andy the game in this one as he missed his only field goal attempt on Monday night. Baltimore then scored a fourth quarter touchdown. Cundiff then kicks the extra point, gets the point back. He beats John by just 1 point. We move on to the Corporate Fat Cats, Jedediah Althouse and Grimsley Bears. Grim's running backs are essentially non-existent as he gets -1 points from his 2 running backs combined.
Yeah, Ernest Graham and Mohamed Massaquoi leave the game early due to injury. And now, of course, Ernest Graham's out for the year, so big loss there. Fighting Frog Swamps, 86. Kim Kardashian's Lack of Bush, 83. Newly acquired Arian Foster gives Brendan 40 points. And Snoots only gets 3 points from Ray Rice on Monday night.
Yeah, Brendan gets the win here, but he suffers some injuries. Marshawn Lynch and Mark Ingram both leave the game with injuries. We'll see how that one plays out in the coming weeks as he sits tied for first place within the division. Next up is the Honolulu Flying Hawaiians, 66. Too big to fail, 50. A low-scoring game here, but Rag gets a big game from Brandon Jennings. He gets a huge bye week win. I don't know what Jake is thinking, quite frankly, as he didn't really stand a chance this week. Simply put, his team was not designed to win a Week 7 match.
Yeah, Jake must be kicking himself for trading away Arian Foster, but we'll hear from him later on in the show. Next up, Burgalicious, 46. A-Town Rat Tails, 94.
Yep.
Yeah, my team sucks, let's be honest. Can't put it any other way.
Yeah, your team is pretty shitty. You put up just 46 points, a new low for the league on a per-week basis, narrowly defeating your Week 3 performance of 47 points, just 1 point less.
Yep, Arian Foster almost had more points than my team.
Yeah, tough output.
All right, we want to take a quick look at the standings. In the Hard Times division, we have Dr. Brendan Kavanaugh and Kevin McIsaac sitting at 5-2. We got to watch out for Rag, who has a 5-game winning streak here.
Yeah, he's really put himself in a good position here with the emergence of Jackie Battle in his flex position and the potential return of one Antonio Gates. Santana Moss now injured, but to me, that doesn't really play a big role. He's only averaging 6.5 points. You can find that on the waiver wire.
Yeah, and Brendan, he has big play guys in Foster and Miles Austin, but Joe Flacco is a weak starting quarterback.
Yeah, fucking terrible.
And also injuries could eventually hurt his squad.
Sure, absolutely.
Leading the Happy Endings division is a new face, Mr. Andy Lynch Norris, standing at 4-2-1, with Albert and Chooch holding the same record right behind him.
Yeah, Andy leads the league in overall points, but last week's tie in that division actually gives Brendan and Rag a half-game lead in the Hard Times division over that Happy Endings division. So something to keep in mind as we move forward towards the end of the season.
Yeah. All right, next up we wanted to take a quick look at the transaction counter, which shows each member and their activity in the league so far this year, showing players activated, players added, and trades so far this year.
Yeah, what really stands out in this one is that Chuck has been essentially non-existent this year. He's only made 2 moves, one of which was for a kicker, the other was for Colt McCoy. Chuck sits at 4-2-1 overall, but I would be absolutely shocked if he ends up anywhere close to the money this year if he continues to remain essentially absent to his team.
Yeah, it is astonishing. I can't believe he's made so little moves, but he's actually doing all right, so maybe he's content.
Yeah, he's activated 8 players compared to the Fighting Frog Swamps, which have activated 71 players.
Yep.
It's insane.
Big difference there.
Relax.
All right, and we also wanted to look at this week's matchups, put them in order of combined winning percentage here, so we can prioritize.
You had a busy day at work today, didn't you?
Yeah. We have 5-2 Rag versus 4-3 Grim. Huge battle for the first place in the Hard Times division.
Yeah, interesting to note here. Rag is going to start Ahmad Bradshaw and Frank Gore. Grim is going to start Brandon Jacobs and Kendall Hunter, their backups. Grim has absolutely nobody at his running back. I think Rag takes this one easily.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rag takes this one too.
Yeah, 4-3 Snoots faces off against 4-2-1 Andy. This is a huge interleague matchup for 2 of the top overall points for the season. I say Andy pulls this one out as there are way too many players on a bye for Ricky Snoots.
Yep, Andy's looking for his 3rd straight win in this one, and he's looking to retain first place in the Happy Endings division. And as of this broadcast, Snoots has not replaced his bye-week players, so we'll look for him to do something this week.
Snoots is very busy this week.
All right, 4-2-1 Albert versus 4-2-1 Chooch. These two teams are tied atop the Happy Endings division, but I personally think Chooch wins this one.
Yeah, Christian Ponder right now is Al's starting quarterback. I think Chuck lucks out again and somehow pulls out his 5th win of the season.
We'll see.
Oh, that's me. Next up, 5-2 Brendan versus my Rat Tails, who sit at 3-4. Chris Johnson's just going to go fucking nuts this week against Indianapolis.
Sure.
A terrible run defense. He breaks out in a big way. I'm taking down Brendan, moving to 4-4, 500 for him.
It might happen eventually. I take Brendan in this one, though.
Oh,
sorry. 4-3 John versus 2-5 B-Mac. McFadden's on a bye week this week. He's also potentially injured, but although Beanie Wells is out this week, I think that Johnny will still win. He's got Drew Brees. I think Drew Brees can put up 35 points.
Yeah, I think this one's a close matchup. I like DeMarco Murray going against Philadelphia's 32nd ranked run defense. I think I'm looking at B-Mac in an upset here.
All right.
Next up, 3-4 Jake versus 2-5 Jed. Frankly, I doubt that Jake has enough players to fill his roster this week, as his 3 top players are all listed as at least questionable going into Sunday. I think Jed wins this week, despite some struggles from Tim Tebow against a very potent Lion defense.
Yeah, and I think Jed will take this one too. His team actually looks pretty good on paper now, and Jake's team looks pretty awful. So yeah. I'll take Jed. 2-5 Ross versus 1-5 JK. Last year's top 2 finishers are now fighting for last place.
Yeah, what a difference a year makes in this one. JK has caught some bad luck this year. A couple tough losses. I think his team just has a little bit too much firepower. He takes this one. Your team sucks.
I agree. All right, we wanted to swing it over to our sideline reporter this week, Albert Berzoyan, for a quick weather report or something.
Gentlemen, I know that Sundays are a very important day for everybody. I would agree, correct?
Yeah, I would agree.
So let's go through everybody's city and kind of discuss the weather. Yep. So we'll start with Fredericksburg.
Okay.
I think it's going to be snowing there this Sunday, so watch out for that. Let's move a little bit further, 30 miles further. We'll go in D.C. I think we're going to have 80 weather, even though it's snowing in Fredericksburg.
Okay, sure.
I feel like that's normal. Then we're going to go a little bit further, York, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I believe Grim lives there.
Yeah, he does.
Grim, I think your weather is going to be really rainy over there, so watch out for that. Moving a little bit further to New York. Jake, well, at this time, it's kind of undetermined what's going to be happening there, but tornado might be coming, so watch out for that.
A lot of wind.
And let's finish up with Boston. I think there is hurricanes.
Hurricane season?
Don't see
With
many.
that, everybody stay inside, stay warm, and God bless.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you, Albert. And there's a weather report for each team owner rather than the teams. All right, we want to get to the
marquee matchup this week. It's not really that great of a matchup as they both have losing records, but we want to get Jake the Snake in here to talk about what the hell he's doing with his team. Let's get Jake on the horn. We got on speaker dial?
We do.
Hello.
Jake.
Jake, how are you, buddy?
Welcome to the show.
I'm doing great now that I'm talking to you fine gentlemen.
Excellent, excellent. Jake, we got a couple questions. I'm going to lean forward here. We got a couple questions.
Shut the door.
Yeah, we got to shut the door. But a couple questions as we get ready for this week. You have made some foolish trades, to say the least. You're really hoping Andre Johnson comes back in a big way. Can you kind of define what you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little early to call them foolish, although if you judge by last week's results, it's definitely foolish. But no, I'm taking the long-term view here, Jamie. And you guys gave me so much crap last year for not making any moves. I don't think I did one trade all year long. And you guys gave me a hard time the entire offseason. I think my offseason award even said something like I was, the most inactive player or something. So this year I came in with a different attitude. I've been watching Tony La Russa changing all his relievers in the bullpen. I wanted to try to do that. And it led me to, lower my standards. And we all know what happens when you lower your standards. You wake up the next morning and you regret it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. As we go into this week, Jake, you have 3 players, your best 3 players, in fact, who are all listed as questionable. Do you have a plan B here?
No, I don't have a plan B. If I had a plan B, I think I'd have a winning record so far this year. But, yeah, no, I've got 4 guys who are, potentially hurt this week, and 3 of them happen to be my best players. I've also got 2 of my best players on bye week. And so I think that's why Jed, who doesn't even have that very good team himself, is scheduled to beat me by 25 points.
Do you have a prediction? A score?
Yeah, it's going to be closer than 25 points, but I'm predicting a loss. But the team that says it's too big to fail is not too big to fail.
We don't hear predicted losses very often, but you're true to your word.
Well, listen, this is like the Wall Street matchup. We've got the Closer Fat Cats with too big to fail.
That's true. Good point. Didn't even think of that.
But we could also just call it the Occupy, the seller of the whatever division we're in, because Jed and I are at the bottom, and I don't think we're going to be moving up anytime soon.
Yeah, this is the Occupy the Hard Times division basement here. Struggling this season, but we appreciate you making some moves, being an active member of the league, and I wish you nothing but the best moving forward.
Me too.
Well, thank you. Hey, one more thing, I'd just like to say that I am still looking to make moves.
Okay.
I'm not, backing off of the last couple moves I've made. I think they may work out, but I'm also looking to add a running back. So if you get any good offers for running backs, let me know. Because as of this week, I may be starting Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, and Reggie Bush, which is probably the most terrible running back duo fantasy football I've ever seen.
Here it is. You heard it here first. Looking for a running back is Jake's too big to fail. Let's hear some of those trade offers.
I'm sure you'll be getting some offers.
And another thing that's going to help my trading is that I got rid of my flip phone finally, Jamie. So I'm now in the 21st century. I have access to my Gmail during the day.
Oh, that's incredible!
So I can't wait to hit refresh and have all this.
That's huge.
Well, you'll be hearing from me quite frequently.
Can't wait, JJ. I missed you.
I miss you too, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Later, Jake.
All right. Take care, boys.
Later, buddy.